as DRD, we produce gold from waste.
DRDGOLD and its subsidiary Ergo is an environmental cleanup company. We effectively take the mining waste of the past and we're processing that through the Ergo facility and we're placing it on world-class large tailings facilities.
The next area of that is then obviously how do you utilize energy? We decided to venture down the route of installing a solar and battery system. Initially started off with a very small solar plant of only 20 megawatt. That then grew to 60 megawatts. And the same story started with the batteries. Eventually ended up at 187 megawatts. The reason we ended up at these size batteries is in order for us to shut down the plant in a controlled manner, we need at least 2 hours of battery capacity. Ergo at that stage had 2 feeds. It had one feed into the Brockpan tailings dam and one feed into the Ergo plant.
The demand of the Ergo plant is around 14 megawatts and at Brockpan tailings 7 megawatt. The power is exported along 22 kV overhead lines, which were built at 33 kV. From June of 2024 to date, we have produced 47 gigawatt hours. We did this in phases. We first executed the 20 megawatts and then a 40 megawatt.
During this period of construction, we peaked at around about 320 local employees from the local communities and the immediate surrounds. Middle 2024, from where it's now ramped down again to about 60 odd employees local and on a permanent basis. 83 million rand was spent on local small suppliers. So the solar plant consists of 132,500 panels, then feed through 188 inverters, and those inverters then feed through into 42 BESS or battery energy storage containers. Each of these containers has got 96 lithium-ion batteries in them.
Another advantage of the batteries is that we can arbitrage. This means that we charge the batteries during an off-peak period when electricity is at its cheapest, and then we discharge the batteries when electricity is at its peak.
This is the first project that has got BESS, PV and a load behind the grid and is exporting into the grid. So our ramp-up time, if you can believe on the batteries, is 1 megawatt a second. I'm very proud to say that this project's avoided carbon tons is 186,840 tons CO2e.
From a strategic perspective, there were a few reasons why we started with the project. The first one is to make sure that we have continuous production at Ergo. Secondly, there's also the cost. If you break down our cost curve, our operating cost, electricity makes up the third largest single cost for our operations. Between 14 and 17% of our total operating cost comes from electricity. So if you can reduce your electricity cost, you've got a direct impact on your bottom line.
There's a very significant sort of reduction in operating cost by somewhere in the order of 14 or 15 rand a ton.
And the third reason that we did this is due to our carbon footprint. By implementing this program and this project, we've been able to reduce our existing footprint by approximately 52%. For every rand per ton that we can reduce our operating costs, we can then also in future be able to mine additional resources at a lower head grade because our input cost is so much lower. So it provides us flexibility, not only from immediate operating and increase in margin, but also in future being able to mine lower grades into the plant.